Please admit it as we go.
Yes. And we're recording.
Fantastic. Very good. Well, thank you all for coming to this presentation. It's a pretty exciting day for those in the visually impaired world with all of the new technology that's coming out. It's pretty phenomenal that we're really seeing technology that's going to help the blind and visually impaired community keep up with the sighted world, and if not level the playing field. And we're going to be talking about that today. To start off, I'd like to bring in our distributor Nanopack, and I'd like to go through and have each individual introduce themselves and basically tell us what part of the country they're in and they handle. And I guess Vince, are you out there?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Great. Well, we'll start with the big chief.
Well, thanks, Bob. Thanks, Bob and Robert, for putting this on. We appreciate the opportunity to have you guys talk to us all about some of the great new features in your product. I'm Vince with Nanopack. I am at headquarters here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and most of the folks here are covering Oklahoma territory, certainly for this product and others.
Fantastic. Okay, and is Calvin here?
Yes, I am.
Fantastic.
I'm Calvin Churchwell, and I cover the state of Arkansas and part of Southwest Missouri.
Fantastic. Chris, my friend, are you there?
I don't see Chris in the list, but Chris is our rep out of Central Missouri, and he covers most of Missouri other than where Amy and Calvin cover, so east, central and east.
Thank you, Vince. Amy? Does anyone see Amy in the list?
We see you, but can't hear you, Amy. I think you're muted.
Control D will, if you have a keyboard.
Sorry, I thought I had that mic on. Yes, Amy Wagner, and I cover all of Kansas and the part of Missouri that Calvin and Chris do not cover. So eastern corner.
Very nice. Patrick.
Thank you, Bob. I'm Pat Fisher, and I'm in Omaha, Nebraska, and I cover Iowa, Nebraska, and Colorado. We have outstanding partners in those three states that help me too.
Good. And to follow up, the final individual here, Brian.
I'm Brian Smith, and we're located in Colorado Springs. We're with some Matthew Smith, and we do the state of Colorado on the low vision side.
Fantastic. Very good. My name is Bob Rame. I'm a sales manager for Envision. I happen to be located in Texas, but I do manage basically about half the country with Envision Technologies. We work with through our distributors, with state agencies, the low vision organizations that are out there that are usually nonprofits, as well as working with the VA and with schools. And my counterpart with Envision is here. Go ahead, Bob.
Hi, I use my first name Robert. I'm actually Bob, but it's a way for Bob Raymond and myself to distinguish ourselves. I'm head of sales and business development for the company in North America, which includes Canada. So I oversee Bob's territory a little bit, and then also, I have the other half of the country as well in Canada to cover. So it's a pretty big task for both of us, and we rely on really our distributors heavily to help maintain our relationships with various agencies throughout the United States and Canada.
Okay, great. All the introductions. Real quick, I'd like to start off with talking about AI in general. And for those out there that are not familiar with AI in its present form that is out there in its infancy, AI is basically a way for people to use databases that are in the cloud through algorithms by basically defining subjects, and by that input through the algorithm accessing the databases, the user can get information quickly and easily in a language form. And many people are not aware of how this can help them if they're sighted, and now how it can help them if they're visually impaired. Currently, in the AI world, there's several different distinct models on how it works with those databases and algorithms. And there is now a language model, they call it. It's based on text, that you go to your computer, you go to one of the AI companies, you type in context and a task statement, and then it gives you a result. And depending on what versions of databases and the kind of questions you ask, will provide you with a written response. And many people who are aware of it have heard that high school kids and college students can use it to write papers and allow them to automate a lot of the information gathering with the artificial intelligence. Now that they have also are starting to provide in addition to language text, they also are providing language verbal interfaces. They also have a graphic interface that you can actually create artwork by setting up a parameter and having the AI algorithms and databases create the artwork for you. And as of this month, the beta models for image have just come out. So that's pretty phenomenal, and I'm going to show you all that here in just a little while, how that works in its existing form as it continues to get developed. But I guess the big question at this point is, how can AI help the blind and visually impaired community? And simply stated, it's going to allow blind and visually impaired people to get specific answers to questions without having to go through thousands of lines of text. The AI model, the algorithm, the databases will be able to provide a specific answer to a question that may be buried in a 100-page document. And that's a real time saver. In fact, I would want to call that artificial visual filtering for blind people. So in a vocational sense, say a lawyer or a teacher who's visually impaired, they could basically take a whole document, pose a simple question about the information in the document, and then without having to read it all, the algorithms will pull out that information and provide it to them in a simple answer. And for blind people, that's a significant change in the marketplace, in the devices that are available to them, in allowing them to keep up with sighted people. Because for those sighted people that are out there, and if they read a document, they can skip over sections and immediately go to the areas that they want. Whereas a blind person or a visually impaired person, they have to, in the past, go line by line, paragraph by paragraph to get to the spot that they want to read, unless they already know about the document and they can jump right to it for a search string application. But majority of instances when you get a document of some kind, you really don't know the content. And that artificial intelligence language model really allows the blind person to exceed, if not keep up, with a sighted person. So now, before I get into the actual specifics of the technology, I'd like to, for those who are not familiar with the Envision system, Envision is a software company, and we provide a software that is agnostic to, we have another person coming in. That's great. We have, it's agnostic for the hardware platform, which means we can put Envision software on iOS devices, Android devices, so that means smartphones or tablets, and we can even place them onto note takers. And soon we will have a Microsoft Network option to place the app on, which is in the development phase. So it is not dependent on any specific piece of hardware to allow you to start utilizing the capabilities of the Envision system. The specific Envision system includes 3 components. First of all is the app that you would place on a device as the dashboard. And so you would put download the Envision AI app down to, say, your smartphone. And then you have the glasses, which I have right here on my face. If for those who have vision and can see, it basically is the right temple arm of the glasses. The device sits over your right ear. And then on this particular style, I have the titanium frame, which is very lightweight and very, very comfortable. But it's simply a wire frame that has a nose bridge and a left temple arm so that the device stays on your head comfortably. Okay. And I will show you some other frames that we have available to go with the device. But on the front corner of the device, you have the high definition video camera. You have a microphone that's up behind the camera. You have a speaker that's based behind your ear in front of the 5-hour battery. And between your right ear and the front of the glasses is what we call the touchpad, which is just like your smart phone screen, which is heat sensitive. And there are approximately 8 gestures that are utilized to access the menus and features manually. Now, in the device itself, you have a Wi-Fi and a 2-channel Bluetooth chip. So you have the ability to connect to the cloud and also to connect to other devices such as Bluetooth earbuds or speakers, as well as to the device you have the dashboard on. So this little device has a lot of capability, and the real concept of the system, in addition to the Envision app, the glasses, and the Envision Ally app, which is a communications module, the power of the glasses is in the cloud. So we're able to do a lot of incredible things with this device that other assistive technology devices cannot do. So when we do online features, the power of the device is in the cloud and you get the results back pretty quickly. So with that in mind, for those who are familiar with the device and has had it for a year or so, literally from 1 year ago, it is twice the device now. Like a smartphone, these are smart glasses, and they're designed for you, the user, to be able to continue updating the device as new features become available, and you download those new features. And in 1 year, we've had 12 upgrades on the device. They include, if I can remember them all, go through my 12, I'll just count some digits on my toes. We've got voice commands. We can now access the features by talking to the device. We have smart guidance, which helps an individual put a document in front of the device so that the entire document is in the video camera. We have got a Wi-Fi wizard that basically steps you through to allow you to connect to a new Wi-Fi connection to access the advanced features. We have the Ira app now on the phone, on the glasses, to allow you to, if you have an account with Ira, to sync it with that so you can call an Ira agent from the glasses itself. You can also, let's see, go into the AI equivalent digital assistant features that were recently added, where we have added Ask Envision in a text model as well as a language model, and I'll be excited to show you the image model that just came out in the last 2 weeks, which is pretty phenomenal on how it works. So with all of that in mind, I'm just going to go right in to show you all how the digital assistants, the Ask Envision, operates. Currently right now, let's see, I have a document, and I'm just going to show you the raw document here to the camera. And for the NanoPack representatives, they've seen this document. It is a utility bill. And what I'm going to do basically is I'm going to take a picture of it. And then once the OCR has completed, I'm not going to read it line by line. I'm going to ask Envision, the digital assistant, specific questions about the content of the document, so I don't have to read it all. So I can imitate what a person with vision would do when they pulled this out of the envelope. They wouldn't read every line. They would just read the important lines of the utility bill. So I'm going to go ahead and wake up the device. Scan text.
Opening scan text.
I'm going to take a picture. I've got it aligned well. It's going to start reading it here soon. And I'm going to pause it.
Reader, center point.
Okay.
Energy.
I'm going to pause the playback. And now I'm just going to simply ask questions about the document without having to go through line by line. So I'm going to push the microphone button to open up the microphone and then ask the question. Summarize this document.
Envision is answering your question. This document provides information about CenterPoint Energy, including contact numbers for emergencies, customer service, and bill payment. It also mentions reduced rates due to a tax refund and encourages enrollment in autopay for convenient bill payment. The document includes details about gas usage, average daily temperature, and billing period. It also provides a link to visit centerpointenergy.com for energy usage analysis and savings tips.
Okay, so now it's
Continue asking a question about this text, press and hold the hit button again. Do a one-finger swipe down to go back to the reader.
it has some interactive prompts to help the initial user know what to do at this point. But right now it's giving me a summary of that document much faster than if it read every single line and every single number on the document. Now I can ask it important information or important questions about this bill. The first one is, what is the balance due?
Envision is answering $32.20.
Okay, so it immediately told me what the balance due was.
Asking a question about this text, press and hold the hint button again.
What is the payment due date?
Envision is answering your question. The payment due date is September 22, 2022.
Okay, so now I'm going to ask it,
To continue asking a question,
what is my account number?
Envision is answering your question. Your account number is 3,814,249 minus 3.
Okay. And then I'm going to ask it,
Asking a question about this text.
what is the customer service number?
Envision is answering your customer service number is 713-659-2111 or 800-752-8036.
Okay. So now,
Asking a question about
and I'm going to pause that so I don't have to listen to the prompt anymore. But as you can see, I took a utility bill that has a lot of information on it, and I asked it for key bits of information, and it provided it to me without me having to read it. It's as if I have a person here with me reading the document, and I'm able to ask that person, a sighted person, specific questions about the contents of the document. So truly this digital assistant, in other words, artificial intelligence, allows us to really do what a sighted person could do quickly and easily. Now, in addition to the text analytics, I can now just ask questions randomly about anything at all. So I could ask it on questions such as, what is the Colorado Society for the Blind?
CenterpointEnergy.com.
Well, I'm going to ask another question. What is the Colorado Society for the Blind?
The Colorado Society for the Blind is an organization that provides support and resources for individuals who are blind or visually impaired in Colorado.
Okay, so
Continue asking a question about this text. Press and hold the hinge button again.
it allowed me,
Finger swipe down to go back to the reader.
and I'm going to pause it. It allowed me to ask a random question that had nothing to do with this document. So the Ask Envision digital assistant, not only will it analyze the text I present to it, but then I can just ask it random questions about anything at all. So it is a supercharged search engine that doesn't have me go through pop-up ads without having me to go through search results. It basically, whatever's available in the databases on the internet, it pulls that information off immediately. And it's a speech interface, which is the holy grail for those in the blind and visually impaired community. So at any time I have connection to the cloud, I can use this capability to read, get information quickly, and to ask questions randomly about anything else. So, and again, I have a lot of fun just asking it questions about things. Now, there are some things that it does not answer, such as morality questions, current weather or sports information are not available. However, anything in history is available to Ask Envision in the cloud databases. Okay, so now I'm going to go to switch glasses here, and I'm going to get out of this.
Colorado Society reader. Gas leaker. Finger swipe down. Home.
Okay, so I've gotten out of that, and now I'm going to switch glasses to my beta version to show you a couple of other things. I want to show you basically the other frame that's available. This is one of the frames. It's called the Lux frame. And again, these are detachable. You can take the other frames off and interchange them so that if you don't like the titanium frames, you can get additional frames. And again, these particular frames can be, you can pop in shaded lenses. And we do have another frame that allows significant lenses to be put in, such as trifocals or bioptics in them. So it gives the user some additional choices. Now, as this is warming up, it was turned off. It takes about 40 seconds to start. I'm going to get out of. No, it's not in there. And this is it. Okay, very, very good. Okay. Now, I've got a picture here of this, and hopefully everyone can see. Okay, it's a beautiful picture. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and use the image Ask Envision to basically tell me what this is a picture of. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to
Scan text. Colin IRA badge scan. Instant text. Ask Envision.
So I'm going to start up Ask Envision. Now I'm going to need to put this picture up pretty close to fool the device. If not, it will say that there is a person holding a picture in front of the device. So I'm going to place it close to make it look like I'm actually outside. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to double tap. Takes a picture. It starts processing it. And I'll hold this way so I can ask questions about it. And you guys can see it. It's examining the image with the database.
There is a mountain in the picture, which is being held up by a person's hand and placed on top of a desk with other objects such as a keyboard, mouse,
saw it.
and remote control. Additionally, there is a computer monitor visible in the background. The combination of these elements creates an intriguing image that captures the viewer's attention due to the juxtaposition of the natural scenery and the man-made electronic devices commonly found in modern workplaces or homes. This scene could be interpreted as a creative representation of balance between nature and technology, showcasing the beauty of the outdoors while also highlighting the importance of technological advancements in our daily lives. Alternatively, it could simply be a unique and visually appealing arrangement of objects on a desk for personal enjoyment or decoration purposes. In any case, the image invites viewers to appreciate both the natural and technological aspects of our surroundings.
Okay, wow, what a lot of information.
Question about this image, press and hold the hint button.
Now,
One finger swipe down to go back or a two-finger single tap to open the context menu.
the lens of the video camera is 85 degrees, so I had to hold it really close in order to cut out those other things. But you obviously can see it saw the monitors, the keyboard here in my office, because I did not hold the picture close enough, but it also saw the picture. But so I'm going to ask it some questions about the picture itself, and I'm going to say, are there trees in the picture? Analyzing.
Yes.
Okay, simple question, yes.
Ask a new question.
So I'm
about
going to
this
ask it,
image.
what kind of trees are in the picture? Let me ask that question.
The trees in the picture are pine trees.
All right, they're pine trees. I'm going to also,
Ask a new question about the
is there water in the picture?
no.
Oh, there certainly is.
To ask a new question about this image.
Maybe I should
press-
ask, is there a lake in the picture?
No.
Well,
To ask a new question about this image, press and hold the hint button.
now,
Ask Envision.
okay. So basically, since there is two mountains in the reflection, it thinks there's two mountains in the picture. So again, this is a work in progress, but you can see the potential of this image AI system to allow blind people to be able to interpret the world around them by taking a picture of an area. And you can do things like go to a grocery store, take a picture of shelves, and ask, are there any Wheaties on a shelf? And it would say yes or no, and I could then say, what shelf are the Wheaties on? And it would tell me what shelf the Wheaties are on. So the potential for this to be life-changing for a blind person is pretty significant. And at this point in time, I can boast there isn't any other device for blind people and visually impaired people that has this digital assistant, this AI model built into it and available right now. So with all that said, do we have any questions?
since this platform, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, since the platform is agnostic, do you plan to release this on, say, the new Apple AR augmented reality unit, or say future versions of Google Glass type of thing? Or
Yeah,
what's coming up?
as long as the Apple is an iOS platform, at this point, it's probably ready. It's probably going to be downloaded the AI system could be downloaded immediately. Now, as far as it doing everything, the glasses do, and that's a good question. The digital assistant is an app that's embedded in this hardware. Okay, so the text, language, and image will be in this form of the Google Glasses, and this is Enterprise 2. And I would like to take the opportunity, since you did bring it up. We're just taking delivery on several thousand devices this week from Google, and we have a team in California that's flashing the Envision firmware into the glasses as we speak this moment.
And one other question from me. Are there plans to put the camera in the center of the glasses rather than just on the right?
At this time, with this particular hardware, the camera is going to stay on the right side. However, it is angled, so it's centered on the nose. Okay, so if you have a regular document, you want to hold the product or the document or whatever you want to identify, basically in line with your nose. Okay, because it is an 85-degree lens, so it will capture anything. Now, the only time you have to bring it up close if the font is below 5 point, and you would need to bring it up to the right side of the glasses.
Do you find the OCR more accurate than, say, traditional OCR applications? I would assume.
Absolutely, because you have parallel computing in the cloud doing the OCR. That is for online. If you do offline OCR, then you get more into the traditional error rate.
Gotcha.
Now, I did not really review the existing features of the glasses, since I did not know the audience that we have, but the reading capabilities of the system is far more advanced than anything else that's out there. Basically, you can read up to 60 languages. It will switch from language to language. You can translate. Once you've scanned a document, you can translate it from the original language to up to 60 languages instantly. Actually, with that processing time of maybe 5 to 10 seconds. You can read upside down or sideways. You can even read handwriting, because the processing is in the cloud. So it's very, very powerful. And you can also export text that you've scanned to your app that's on either a note taker, a tablet, or your smartphone. So if you say scan a 500-page novel that's not available digitally yet, you can scan that into your glasses, and then you can export it to your dashboard to save. And then from your dashboard, once you've exported, you can save it as text or as a PDF, which retains all of the text formatting, or you could save it as an image. So you have those choices, and then once it's in your library, then you can email that document or text that document. So the system in reading is quite open-ended, and it can do some things that other systems off the shelf can't, and you have to integrate with many other devices. Now, for those who may be in the education market, there is you can turn the Wi-Fi, the cloud connection off, and not allow a student to copy a test. You have the ability to do that, and then you can use the offline reading capabilities to read the test. So there is that security ability to allow an administrator basically to prevent information from getting out of that area. Okay. But
If
it
you
is
do that, you're going to
the dashboard on
using-
the app, and then you
Gotcha.
just turn Wi-Fi off, and then it's turned off. And literally, you have to reboot the glasses and turn it on your dashboard, and then it would reboot the Wi-Fi in the glasses.
This is Rebecca. I have a few questions. The first one is, how well does the device work without Wi-Fi in general, in comparison to like the OrCam? And my second question is, what is the distance, like if you're at a grocery store and asking about like the aisle headers, like how well does the camera do at a distance? And then my third question is, can you say describe picture instead of asking, are there trees, are there water, is there a dog? Like, does it describe scenes kind of thing? So those
Yes.
three questions. Thank
Yes,
you.
I'll go backwards. Yes, you can. The AI model for the verbal interface is open-ended. You can use just about any question you have, as long as it's a simple question. You don't include the word "and." In other words, if you include the word "and," that's a two question sentence, and you have to keep it simple with one question at a time.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, you would, if you wanted to go mobile and utilize the online capabilities, you would sync it to either a mobile hotspot or to your hotspot on your smartphone. And if you didn't have any connection at all, you would be able to read things in offline mode.
Okay.
Okay, so you have both offline and online capabilities, but the accuracy is close to 99 to 100% on the online mode. It's phenomenal how accurate it is. Okay, so now as far as the distance of the camera, basically if a person with 20/20 vision can see the text, so can the camera. Okay, so if it's too small for a person to see text and they need a telescope, then the camera will not see that text.
Got it.
Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Now that's a good question. I'd like to talk to you more about that. And that there's a huge list of developments coming, and one of them may be, and at some point in the next 6 to 9 months, electronic zoom. However, if it's a blind person using it, it's going to be real hard for them to zoom in 10 power when they can't really aim to what they want to read. So just be that may be an issue. But for people with low vision, who might be able to see like a square, they might be able to aim their face correctly toward that sign. But we're constantly upgrading and updating. The image analytics will be added here in the next 30 days to production devices. So if anyone who has the existing glasses, you'll be able to update your glasses to have that image analytics.
Bob, I also want to add that in terms of offline and online use, the communications features, the Call Ally and the Call Ira, and also the Ask Envision require a connection either by hotspot or by internet connection. Those three features cannot be used offline. And it's not comparable to the OrCam in that respect because those features are not contained on the OrCam device.
Okay.
Yeah, and again, I failed to. Again, did not know how many new people had not seen the Envision device, but the video communications capability that's built into the glasses is pretty phenomenal, and it's basically our version of FaceTime. So the blind person can call up a family or friend or a fellow employee and allow them to see through the camera and communicate to the blind user who's wearing the glasses through the speaker, and they can talk back and forth through the microphone. So at any time that you need actual human remote assistance versus using the digital assistant, you can use that call an ally, which is our FaceTime, or call an IRA agent, which for anyone who's out there who knows about the paid subscription service, they can access a person to provide them with assistance remotely.
What's the battery life?
Yeah, and now the battery life on the device when you're using the FaceTime feature, or we call Ally, it's about 2.5 hours versus the 5 hours of normal text document reading. Okay, so but that's.
Can you get extended batteries?
Was that, sir?
Can you get extended batteries, or can you plug in a battery pack?
Yeah, you can plug in the USB-C on the back end. You can plug in a cable, and you can get the pocket batteries, or if you have a backpack that's got a battery in it, you can plug it in there and continue wearing the glasses while it's charging. The fast chargers will bring the battery up from 0 to 100 in about 50 minutes. Any other inquiring minds? Okay. All right.
How many pages can you scan? Like you were talking about scanning a novel, for example. How many pages can you scan, and how fast is that scan? Do you do a batch and then send it all up at once, or does it do each page and process it singularly?
Yes, what you do is you basically there's a batch scanning mode, and you just take picture after picture after picture to get the documents in the glasses, and then if you want to start reading from the glasses till the end, you can just start from page 1. You do have fast forward and rewind capabilities, or you can export. Okay, so basically real quickly here to show you, as I'm reaching over here to find I'll just use the gas bill and the food receipt that I used to show you real quickly. Basically, I'll just call a batch scan. Okay, I'm going to batch scan.
Batch scan.
Tells me how to hold the document.
Move document up or your head down.
Okay. Take a picture. Now I'm going to go to the next page, and it's going to ask me to hold the next picture up.
First page scanned. One finger double tap again to scan the second page. Two finger single tap to finish scanning and open the text in the reader.
So I'm going to go ahead and double tap. Double tap. Take the picture. And then I'll continue on and on and on until it's done.
Page 2 scanned.
Okay.
One finger double tap again to scan another page. Two finger single tap to finish scanning and open the text in the reader.
Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a 2-finger single tap to stop the scan, and then it's going to go right into reader.
Center point.
So it basically takes about 5 seconds a page to scan. And as far as the total number, we have one reported user who scanned a Harry Potter into the glasses, and that was, I think, 650 pages. That's the most that I've heard of. So now if I want to start reading, I can go ahead and just start reading this, or I could go ahead and ask Envision, and I can ask them to summarize it. But since this is two different documents, it's one is a food receipt, and one's a gas bill, so it'd be kind of crazy. So I could ask it, summarize this document. We'll see what it has to say.
Envision is answering. This document contains information about Centerpoint Energy, including gas leak emergencies, customer service contact numbers, gas usage, billing, payment options, tax refund, and a Taco Bell order.
So
To continue asking a question about this text, press and hold the hint button again.
So the food receipt, yep.
One finger swipe down to go back to the reader.
The food receipt on the other page happens to be a Taco Bell receipt. So I could ask it I could ask it questions like, what food was ordered on the Taco Bell food receipt?
Envision is answering your question. Creeper, 2 beefs, creeper, 1 nacho bell, 1 TV foundation.
Okay, so those are the items that they charged me for.
Continue asking a question about this text, press and hold the hint button again.
2 burritos and a
One
nacho
finger swipe down to
Bel
go back to the
Grande.
reader.
So again, I didn't have to read through every single line, and I could just summarize it, and it tells me very quickly. So anyhow, but to go full circle, I have not seen how many pages total. But again, we have a user that says 650 pages for that particular Harry Potter book. Okay, and at that point, he downloaded it to his app, and then he could share it with all his devices.
Bob, there was a question about pricing.
Pricing, and the professional version, which I have on, is $34.99, and we do have other alternatives. And Vince, do you want to talk about those?
About the prices, Bob,
Yes.
of the 3 products?
Yes.
Yeah, sure. So there's first offering is called Read, right, Bob?
Yes, sir.
And that product is, all 3 of the products are, basically same computer, same headset. It comes with the titanium frames. And you get the product that basically handles any of the text reading and the Chat GPT stuff. So the Ask Envision is $19.90. Is that right, Bob?
$18.99.
$18.99. Sorry, maybe I'm not the right person to answer this question.
Didn't mean to put you on the spot.
So that handles the basically your instant text, your scan text, and the batch scan stuff, along with the Ask Envision capability. And then all of the features that Bob has described, which in some I guess you haven't, but all of the features, which would include, the things that are in the Read version, things like the face recognition and the online only things that Bob discussed, and light recognition and color recognition, and all of that is in both of the next 2 versions, which are the Home and the Professional edition. And so the Home edition is $24.99, Bob?
Yes, $24.99, correct.
Right. And then the Pro edition, which has all of those features at $34.99, is still the same product, but includes some additional warranty and upgrades. And so you have 1-year warranty in the Home edition, and you have 2 years of warranty in the Pro edition, and you get lifetime updates in the Professional edition, $34.99. Am I close?
You got it. You hit it out of the perk.
All right, awesome.
So again, for the state agencies, many state agencies do not deal with any kind of subscription services. And that's why we offer the Pro version, that for the lifetime of the device, if the user takes care of the device, doesn't let their service animal chew on it or actually drop it into a sink or a toilet, they took good care of it, they will get lifetime updates at no cost to them once they get the device. And literally with this last year, they've had 12 upgrades. and the kind of things that they've got on the research and development laundry list is quite incredible. That will go on this device, this hardware. The sky's the limit. And they're talking about some things that I've never even, like these, the depth calculator. Basically, you don't need two cameras to calculate depth anymore. There are algorithms an app they can add that will tell you how far away an object is. And I was not aware of that until a few months ago when we had a product review, and they said a single lens is sufficient. They just need to incorporate it as an app onto the smart glasses. So that's, again, just one of the other things. The philosophy of the device is it's a system, not an appliance. You'll be able to continue adding more and more apps to it as time goes on, just like a smartphone or a tablet. You just add the app, and you can increase its capabilities for the user. And that professional version allows you to experience those without having to pay any more funds at all.
Is there a trade-in path for future hardware?
Well, right now, this is the foundation, and they haven't announced any new hardware yet. So I guess as far as we don't have anything right now that's been announced of new hardware. Okay, it's only software updates. And again, the power is in the cloud, and this is the gateway. So they get these apps, and you can connect to the cloud, and all of the process is done on the cloud, not on the device. Bob, do you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, the only thing I'd say is on the professional version as well, not only do you get extended warranty and unlimited upgrades for the life of the device, but you also get to choose, in addition to the titanium frames that come with the device, an extra frame, either the frame that Bob's wearing, the Lux frame, or we have a frame that we call the Smith Optics frame, where you can add tint to those, or you can add, if you have some usable vision, a prescription to those. And I have a user that has installed a trifocal prescription to the Smith Optics. So that's important. And as to future, I'm sure we've talked about it a little bit. When we do come out with another piece of hardware, we will have, for users that it's not going to be an upgrade, really. It's just going to be another piece of hardware. But if somebody feels like they want to obtain that newer version, if you want to call it, we will have some kind of a trade-in program. We have no idea what that's going to be.
Turn on microphone. CTRL plus.
Hey, Bob, it's Ronita. I was just going to ask you, is there a subscription that goes along with the Envision Ally, or is that included?
That's included. The Ally's included. There's no cost at all for that. But you do have to have either Wi-Fi or a cell phone to make that connection with the other person.
Is there a limit to the time that you can use it each time, or is it?
No.
Okay.
Basically, if you have a battery, auxiliary battery, then you can go indefinitely.
Okay.
But you do, since you're using the video camera, the Wi-Fi chip, the Bluetooth chip, the microphone, and the speaker, you do use up the battery power much faster. It's about double the rate of normal use.
Is it? Can you? So as long as you're I'm thinking being in an airport and there's Wi-Fi there, right? So you wouldn't. I mean, but that would still run the battery of the camera down.
Yes, and you have to have secure Wi-Fi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, public due to HIPAA.
Mhm.
That we basically have a Wi-Fi secure Wi-Fi connection. So if you have a hotspot on your phone, that's a secure connection.
Okay.
And other things we haven't even talked about is you can add as many allies as you want. You can also have as many Wi-Fi and hotspot connections as you want. You can also have for facial recognition, what we call it, find people. You can have unlimited number of people in your library as well.
Hotspot or Wi-Fi connections. When you come within the field of the internet connection or the hotspot connection, it will automatically be recognized by the device. So let's say you're in your home or office and it's recognizing the internet connection, and then you leave and you go to a park, it will then recognize your hotspot connection, as well as like for myself and Bob, we travel to a lot of different agencies, and if we've already loaded their internet connection into our device, when we walk in the doors of, let's say, a state vote rehab agency or a VA, it will come up in our glasses and show that connection as the current internet connection.
And that is a secure. Those are secure credentials. So once it's in the glasses, no one can hack it to get that Wi-Fi credentials out of it.
This program also works on the iPhone, for example. Is there a subscription service for that?
No, in fact, everyone right now can download the Envision AI app for free on Android or iOS devices. So there is no cost at all for the AI app. And then the communications app called Ally, that's sighted people would put that on their smartphones to support the blind person who's wearing the glasses. And then they would register themselves as an ally with their email address. And then the blind person would then go to the dashboard. They would add an ally. They would type in the person's email address, and then those credentials will be sent to the glasses.
With the allies, is there going to be possibly an app for, say, Windows or Mac platform? And the reason I ask that question is sometimes the larger monitor and the higher definition allowed them to see more rather than on a small phone screen.
Yes, well, we can go on a tablet. You can use the Ally app on a iPad or a Samsung, as long as it's Android. And then they are developing a Microsoft network version.
Nice.
Now, when that's going to come out, I'm not sure. But the big application there is a lot of shipping companies that have DEI initiatives are hiring blind and visually impaired people to work in their distribution centers. And currently a lot of agencies will, or a lot of companies, they will pay for a smartphone and a connection to IRA. And by virtue of the ally on a network, a manager could provide assistance to that visually impaired employee that is thousands of miles away. So that and that is being developed. That is on the list of research, and we just can't give you a time of when that will be released.
Sure.
Good questions. Now, I guess at this point, for all those who are new to the Envision device, please call your NanoPack representative and arrange to have him bring the glasses to you so you can actually test them. And if you all need to have pilot pairs, they can make arrangements to get them to you. Okay, so if we don't have any other questions, I really appreciate everyone's attendance. NanoPack is a very strong distributor in the country, and they can basically provide you assistance. Now, if you need additional support from us, we are just a phone call away. In fact, you don't have to. Were you able to pull that slide up, Bob?
No, I wasn't.
Okay. Well, he's Robert@let'senvision.com, and my email address is bob@let'senvision.com. So if you all need any support, any questions answered, we're there to support NanoPack and the distribution network that they
What do you mean by the term pilot?
Well, we do have state agencies that have rigorous testing. So they and some of them purchase devices not to dispense to their clients, but to test within the departments. And they have requirements that they need to buy a demo unit. So they'll put it in and they'll just put it through its paces. So at this point, I guess with no any more questions, going once, going twice, 3 times. All right, sold. All right, very, very good. Well, thank you all very much for attending. I really do appreciate your time. And again, please contact your NanoPack representative, and they'll be more than happy to provide you a hands-on demonstration to you and or your clients. Thank you all.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, bye-bye.